Hi students, good morning. So this class is neuron and neuroglial cells, which is a continuation of second lecture of this class. So the second lecture of neuroglial cells, we were discussing the classification of neuroglial cells on the basis of their structures, in which we have learned only bipolar neuron. So here we can see the diagram of a bipolar neuron, as we have learned that it's having two poles. One is dendrites and other is that terminal button, so that endpoint of the axons. So here you can see different parts of the neurons and how it looks like. So first one is dendrites, then in between it's having its body, and it's known as, this part is soma, and this is the axons, and in the down there are the terminal buttons. So here second type, according to the classification on a structural basis of neuroglial cells, second type is known as unipolar neurons. Unipolar neurons have a single process extending from its cell body, means जो cell body है उससे सिर्फ एक single projection है जो आगे की तरफ बढ़ रहा है. So this process divided into branches. तो इसमें ऐसे branch cell body से ऐसे continuation में projection हुआ, and furtherly it is divided into many different branches, which is known as axon. So one branch peripheral process is called with dendrites near a peripheral body part. The other branch, central branch, enters the brain or spinal cord. The cell body of same unipolar neurons aggregate in the and supplying in the masses of a nervous tissue, which is called ganglia. So in this slide, you can say unipolar neuron. So here, this is the diagram of unipolar neuron. So you can see the upward projections. This is known as dendrites, and it's having body of axons, and this is soma, as we have seen in last bipolar also, no? And when it's coming down, there are the terminal buttons. Third type is multipolar neurons. So multipolar neurons have many processes arising from their cell body. So only one process of each neuron is an axon. Most neurons, those whose cell bodies lie within the brain or spinal cord, are multipolar. So just keep in your mind that cell bodies within the brain and spinal cord are multipolar. Most of these neurons are motor neurons. So here you can see multipolar neuron diagram. As the name suggests itself, you can differentiate with the previous structure of neuron, like bipolar, like multipolar. So you can differentiate on the basis of their structure, as it's having pole. So as the name suggests itself, multipolar neuron. So you can see here different no, the poles are here. So another parts of the neurons will be the same, as this projection, upward projection, are dendrites, and if you will come down, this is axon helix, this is axons, then myelination will be there, then there are at the down there are terminal buttons. Next is the classification of neurons. So this is on the basis of their functional differences. So what we have learned, that was also classification of neurons, but don't be confused that we have learned on the basis of their structure. That will be like unipolar, like multipolar, like unipolar, and here we are learning on the basis of their functional differences. So these further categorized into three. First one is sensory function, second is having interneurons, and third one is motor neurons. So sensory neurons, how they function. So sensory neurons carry nerve impulses from peripheral body part into the brain or spinal cord. तो आपके peripheral body part से brain को जो भी information मिल रही है, that is because of the peripheral body part of that neuron. Next is sensory neurons either have a specialized receptor ends at the tip of their dendrites, or they have dendrites that are closely associated with receptor cells in the skin or in sensory organ. Most sensory neurons are unipolar, although some area bipolar. Second type is interneurons. So interneurons lies entirely within the brain or spinal cord. They are multipolar and link other neurons. Interneurons transmit impulses from one part of the brain or spinal cord to the another. Third one is motor neurons. Motor neurons are multipolar. These are multipolar and carry nerve impulses out of the brain or spinal cord to effectors. Like someone prick you or you get any injury. So the impulses will be received by your brain from the sensory neurons, like you have slap or you have a pinch or you have an incision or you have prick, whatever, which kind of sensation you have made. Okay, next that information will be coming back to your motor neurons. ठीक है, तो motor neurons को जब वो information मिलती है, so they will be making a particular function based on their muscle activity. Like अगर आपके हाथ में चोट लगी है या आपके हाथ पे कांटा चुभा है, क्लियर, सो आपका हाथ एकदम से हट जाता है. So this is because of that presence of afferent and efferent arterioles and information receiving by the brain with the help of the sensory neurons, and your body reflex that is with the help of motor neurons. So you can say motor impulses also stimulate muscles to contract. एक बार जब motor neurons activate हो जाते हैं, इनको information मिल जाती है, then they know how to work. अभी उनको क्या movement लेकर आना है body में, and stimulate glands to release secretion also. So this slide is for structure of neurons. You can say motor neurons. So it's also having dendrites, soma and axons. So it is same. So in this slide you can see central nervous system. There is a division in between. There is a central nervous system and this division is for peripheral nervous system. And here you will learn how the body is reflecting or the body is functioning based on this activity, neuronal activity. So in between there is a link that is known as interneurons, and here if you will see this part, there is motor neuron. So function of motor neuron is by the efferent. Okay, so how they work means, here it will start from here. So suppose this is your skin, okay, and here presence of the neurons which supply by nerve, which is having a sensory receptor. So whatever injury and whatever touch you have been felt here, that will be with the help of sensory receptor. So dendrites are having sensory receptor, so they will send message to your central nervous system. Okay, message will go to your brain. Now brain is having the idea of which kind of injury you are having and which area of your body you feel that moment. Now what will happen? Information is going down or it is passing. So there is a connection between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So now information is coming down. Now your peripheral nervous system is activated, in which what will happen, their motor neurons or efferent arterioles will be activated. Now information was coming from here, it is received to the brain, and now motor neurons are activated, and motor neurons knows which muscle is hurted or which part of body is hurted, so they will initiate the action for the same part. Now what will happen here? So effector receptors or a particular muscle or gland are activated. Now hands will be back. तो जैसे आपको कुछ चुभा, जैसे किसी ने आपको हर्ट किया या फिर कहीं पे स्ट्रक हुआ, so what will happen, तुरंत आपकी बॉडी में मूवमेंट आ जाता है, एक रिफ्लेक्स आ जाता है, आप अपने उस पार्ट को बैक कर लेते हो फॉर योर डिफेंस. So this class of neuro and neuroglial cells was the third lecture, and in this we have discussed the classification of neuron based on their function, on which we have divided it into three. Clear? That was based on their function. So hope this class will be easy and will be useful, productive for you, and you can follow this link for the references. Thank you all.